Hey guys, Freedom here. I figured I'd give you an update on my propane conversion kit for my generator. I had bought this probably 8 months ago and I just finally got around to getting it installed, getting it working. I figured I'd go over it with you and show you. If you have any type of mechanical abilities, this is no problem. If you have never picked up a screwdriver or wrenched on anything in your life, this might not be for you. You might need somebody to give you a hand. But it's a very, very simple process. I'm not gonna, show the parts and how everything goes together. There's plenty of videos on there about that. I'm just gonna show you the pros and cons, what to look for, because the instructions are a joke. Whoever wrote them should be shot. But I figure I'll go over a couple things with you. First off, this is a 7,500 watt, 15 horsepower generator. Now, if you had the 13 horsepower or lower motor, this is an even simpler conversion. But what you get in the kit is these basic parts you see here, and this little donut thing. Now when I went to put this on, and I'm sorry for the shakiness, I'm just trying to get around to show you everything, and you can kind of see it right down in here. The choke was hitting this. So I called them up and they sent me another one that had this piece machined off. So I have this extra piece which is going to be helpful to demonstrate how this works. You see there's a valve fitting here. Well, those of you that don't know, to locate your carburetor on your generator, wherever your air filter is, pull off the plastic piece, and behind that is your carburetor. This literally will pop right on with 2 bolts, and then you screw the air filter right back on. It's literally that simple. Unscrew 2, put this on, screw 2 back on. You'll have that little fitting that's attached down here where I'm pointing, which comes off of here into this hose, and it runs up into here. And this you can mount wherever you want. A lot of people like to mount them down here. I was going to do that, but my air filter, or oil filter, if you can see it right there, was going to give me a hard time getting that on and off, and I didn't want to deal with it. It was a little too close to the tire too, so I just mounted it on the side. Very simple. They give you the bolts to do it. 1/4 inch drill bit, put through, bolt it on, you're good to go. All this comes together here. The only thing you do is literally screw this piece on. The little green stuff you see is called pipe dope. It just is basically, they don't use Teflon tape because if a piece breaks off it goes in and jams up the system, so they use this liquid stuff. And then all you do is literally screw this piece on. Wherever you see blue stuff is the parts I screwed on. All this stuff was already there. You don't have to do nothing. This is all assembled. So that's it. You put that little donut on, runs in. I'm using layman terms because I don't even know what all this stuff is called, but I'm just trying to make it easier. You connect this pipe to this T, which goes into here, which is already done. You bolt this wherever you want on your generator, and then your hose runs your propane tank. It is literally that simple. Couple problems I'd had. Now, you wouldn't have it with a smaller generator. With this bigger one, there was a piece of plastic here where the choke stuck out. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but they don't give you an extender to make the choke arm longer. So when this comes out, it's sitting inside. So I just took my Dremel and just neatly cut the plastic off. Everything functions fine, works good, no problems. Simple little troubleshooting, things like that, is about all the most problems you would end up having. One thing that I recommend everybody get is the one of the gauges that lets you know how much propane is in your tank. The nice thing about this, obviously when it's running you can tell how much is in there. You can see how much you're draining down, and it's easy to get on and off because this is an independent swivel to tighten on. When you're going straight in from here, you got to use a wrench. Well, if you have this stuff already wrenched together, you can hand do this on and off whenever you want. You don't need tools, where this one you would need tools to create a tight fit. But it comes off. You got the pipe that runs through, connects to this bracket. I mean, it's very, very simple, basic stuff, guys. Now, if you have the 15 horsepower motor like I do, you notice there's this little T thing here, or C thing. What this is for is with a 15 horsepower motor, anything above 13 horsepower needs more pressure. So you have to have 2 20-pound tanks connected in order to get this thing started. Now I thought it was to run, so while I was running with the 2, I shut one off and then it continued to run. So apparently it only needs that extra pressure to get started. And once it's started, you only have to run off of 120. It's kind of stupid, but I'm not going to be running them off these little tanks. I'm going to get a couple 100-pounders, or at the minimum it'll run off of a 40-pound single tank. But if you don't have that option, you got 220s. You buy this little bracket here, which is basically garbage. I'm going to do one out of the hose, because this could bust easy enough. Too many times it gets wiggled back and forth or not. But pretty simple, easy. This, let me grab one here. Just another cool little idea for storage stuff. I like to keep all my stuff together so I don't lose it. Get one of these little wood hooks, you guys all see at Home Depot. Drill a 1/4-inch hole in anywhere in the metal. Now I did it from here through to this beam because I wanted to go through this piece of metal and this piece of metal to be more rigid, versus if you just had to go in through one, it would wiggle a lot. And I didn't want anything sticking out the other side, so that's why I went up this high. But you take a 1/4-inch drill bit, drill through here. Now I know this is wood thread, but because it's a 1/4-inch bit, it'll tighten right into that metal. Mine's nice and tight, and when I'm done, I can store it, wheel it right up, and I got everything I need right there. And you can see what I mean as far as being able to disconnect this and not having a issue or needing tools. But there you go, just wheel it in and store it. And if you don't want the hose connected, because you're going to use the gas mainly most of the time, just unscrew this right here. Comes right off, and you can do whatever the heck you want with it. They fire right up. It's a piece of cake. The main benefit of doing this is because propane doesn't go bad. The propane lasts pretty much indefinitely. Where fuel goes bad, or you thought it was good fuel and it gummed up your stuff, and if you're not a small motor repair guy, you're screwed. Propane's great. It lasts. If you live in a neighborhood that has propane or natural gas, because these also run off natural gas, then you're kind of silly not to have one of these. But hope that was helpful. Any questions I can give you, I'd be do my best to help. Like I said, the directions are horrible. You more put it together by looking at the pictures, but it's very, very simple. As long as you have some sort of mechanic ability, I guess I would say. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Take it easy. Freedom out.